Okay, let's continue reading Ash Ketchum Pokémon Detective. We are up to Chapter 4, Ghostly Illusions. Ash knew the copies of himself had to be illusions, but they seemed so real. Dozens of clones surrounded Ash. Ash, which one is the real you? Misty called out. I'm right here, Ash cried, but the copies all spoke out at the same time, drowning his voice. No, I'm the real Ash. It's me. No, he's a fake. Don't let them trick you. I'm the one. Ash waved his arms, trying to make himself look different from the others. He jumped up and down. It didn't work. The copies all did the same. Misty knelt down beside Pikachu. Can you tell which one is the real Ash? She asked. It's me, Pikachu. I'm here, Ash cried, but the copies all did the same. Pikachu looked at the crowd of Ashes, confused. The Ash copies all gathered around Pikachu. I'm the real one, Pikachu. Tell them, Pikachu. It's me, Pikachu. Can't you see? Ash could see that Pikachu was trying to focus, trying to find him, but it was too confused. Pikachu held its head in its hands. Then Pikachu did what it knew how to do best. Pikachu! Lightning flashed as Pikachu aimed a sizzling electric charge at the copies. Ash braced himself as the attack sizzled his body. The copies disappeared as soon as the electricity hit them, leaving Ash standing alone and more than a little frazzled. Good work, Pikachu, Ash said weakly. He patted the yellow Pokemon on the head. Eek! A high-pitched scream. A high-pitched scream pierced the night air. Ash spun around. Misty was surrounded by bug-type Pokemon. Help me, Misty yelled. Ash knew Misty hated bug-type Pokemon, and now some of the creepiest bug-type Pokemon were all around her. Venomoth flapped its wings above her head. Beedrill buzzed next to her ear. Caterpie and Weedle inched toward her. Metapod stared at her with its big eyes. It's just an illusion, Misty, Ash reminded her. They can't hurt you. They look pretty real to me, Misty said. Where's Hoothoot? Maybe it can get rid of these things. Ash turned to the flying-type Pokemon. Hoothoot was hopping away as fast as it could. Wait! Hoothoot! Ash called out. Hoothoot kept hopping. You can't abandon Misty, Ash said, running after it. She needs you. Hoothoot stopped and turned around. You're the only one who can save Misty, Ash said. You can do it. I know you can. Hoothoot turned and faced the swarm of bug-type Pokemon. Ash could see it was concentrating with all its might. This illusion is really bugging me, Misty said. Please help, Hoothoot. Hoothoot's round eyes began to glow with red light, just like the eyes of Gary's Pokemon had done. The red lights got stronger and stronger. They formed a powerful beam that shot out and hit the bug-type Pokemon. The creepy creatures faded away until there was nothing left. Misty sighed with relief. Thank you, Hoothoot, she said. Hoothoot looks strong and confident now, Ash thought. Next, the flying-type Pokemon aimed at the red eye beams at the trees in the forest. Ash gasped. The red light revealed hordes of ghost-type Pokemon hiding in the treetops. Grey-purple Haunter and Creepy Claws. Gengar with spooky orange eyes. There are tons of them, Ash said, amazed. Aha! Brock exclaimed. So the ghost-type Pokemon were creating the illusions all along. I think I've had enough illusions for one night, Ash said. He turned to Bulbasaur. Use your Vine Whip. 2 long green vines lashed out of the plant bulb on Bulbasaur's back. The vines shot up into the trees and knocked the ghost-type Pokemon off the branches. Pikachu! Thunderbolt! Ash yelled. Red sparks crackled on Pikachu's cheeks as it charged up for the attacks. Then Pikachu hurled a blast of electric energy at the falling ghost-type Pokemon. The attack sent the Haunter and Gengar flying deep into the forest. All right, we did it, Ash cheered. It must have been my training that got Hoothoot to help us. Right, Hoothoot? Hoothoot jumped on Ash's head and pecked away with its sharp beak. Misty laughed. You didn't train it, Ash. Hoothoot just went to help me. Right, Hoothoot? Hoothoot smiled. It jumped off Ash's head and hopped into Misty's arms. Ash frowned. Well, at least we solved the mystery of the illusions. Actually, Ash, that was Hoothoot too, Brock said. It was Hoothoot's ability to see through the illusions that showed us the truth. Oh yeah, Ash admitted. He walked over to Hoothoot. You've been a big help, Hoothoot, Ash said. How about getting us safely through the forest now? Hoothoot looked up at Misty. Do it for all of us, Hoothoot, Misty said. You're a real guide now. Hoothoot nodded and hopped to the ground. Hoothoot! Chapter 5. Caught in Spinarak's Web. I'm glad we finally made it out of that forest, Ash said the next day. Hoothoot was a huge help. Too bad we had to say goodbye. It had only taken Hoothoot another hour to get them to safety. They even had time to sleep for a while. Ash felt refreshed and ready for anything. I'm glad we're headed to Catalia City, Misty added. It'll be a relief to see concrete and buildings instead of a bunch of spooky trees. Soon the friends reached the town. The streets were lined with old brick buildings. Ash thought the the whole place seemed kind of peaceful. This looks like a great place for a rest, Brock said, sitting down on a wooden bench. Facing those illusions was draining. Just then a police car zoomed by, its sirens blaring. Brock jumped to his feet. Where there's a police car, there's bound to be Officer Jenny, Brock said. He raced down the sidewalk. Ash and Misty looked at each other. Each town had an Officer Jenny. They all looked alike, and they were all related, and Brock had a crush on every one of them. Brock is so girl crazy, Ash remarked, making a face. I hope I'm never that bad. You'd better not be, Misty said, because no girl would be crazy enough to like you. Hey, Ash said. We'd better go after him, said Misty. She ran after Brock. Ash and Misty caught up to Brock just in time to see him trip. He fell headfirst into the concrete. You okay, Brock? Misty asked. She leaned over her friend. Suddenly, Togepi started waving its arms and pointing. Toggle, toggle. Or Toggy, Toggy, said the Pokemon. Ah, said Pokemon frantically. What's the matter, Togepi? Misty asked. She looked up. Something had dropped down from the sky. It looked like a round, frowning face attached to a string. Hey, what's this? Misty said, smiling. She reached out to touch it. The frowning face spun around. Ash could see that there was a head and 6 legs attached to it. Bug! Misty yelled. She jumped back. It was too late. The bug and poison-type Pokemon shot a strand of sticky string out of its spinneret. The string wrapped around Ash, Misty, Brock and Pikachu. They were stuck in the sticky trap. This is what I call a sticky situation, Ash joked. That's not funny, Ash, said Misty. We're trapped by that horrible bug. Ash studied the Pokemon. It had a green head and a body. What Ash thought was a frowning face were actually black marks on the Pokemon's body. Its legs were yellow and black. It had a tiny white horn on top of its head. I think it's kind of cute, Ash said. Yuck! Misty made a face. Brock made a face too. He got a dreamy look in his eyes. Officer Jenny, Brock said. A female police officer with blue hair approached them. She was flanked by 2 male officers in blue uniforms. It looks like a Spinarak caught the thieves, said one of the men. Officer Jenny frowned. Do these kids really look like master thieves to you? She asked. We're not thieves, Ash said quickly. We're Pokemon trainers. I believe you, but I'd like to ask you some questions, Jenny said. She turned to the officers. Get them out of that web. A while later, Ash, Brock, Misty and Pikachu faced Officer Jenny across a round table at the police station. Sorry you got stuck in that web, Jenny said. We hung them to catch a thief who's been striking the town. The thief is imitating the famous jewel thief, the Black Arachnid. The Black Arachnid? Ash asked. That name sounds familiar. The Black Arachnid was a master thief who travelled all over the world, Jenny said. His partner was a Meowth. The Pokemon would use an attack called Payday to scare away anyone who tried to catch them. Payday, Brock said. I've heard of that. The Pokemon can make a shower of coins appear out of thin air, right? Jenny nodded. Right. That's how we know that this new thief is an imitator of the Black Arachnid. She held out a shiny object. It looked like a silver coin with the words Payday written on it. The new thief is using Payday too, she explained. So how does that bug and poison type Pokemon fit in? Ash asked. Jenny looked at her Spinnerack and beamed with pride. My great-grandmother, Officer Jenny, caught the first black arachnid. Her Spinnerack spun a web and trapped him and his Meowth. It was beautiful. I see, Brock said. So now you want to use Spinnerack to trap the black arachnid imitator. Exactly, Officer Jenny said. I hope we catch him soon. I'd like to know who this imitator is. It's a real mystery. Ash perked up. A mystery, he said. Then you're lucky you found us. We'll help you solve this mystery in no time.